All right, good morning, all you lovers of weather. Today's update, we're going to review a little bit of our winter and long range outlooks. First of all, taking a look at our Jamstack weather model, we're going to take a look at that. And if you haven't checked out my previous video, check that out. I went over the Jamstack and how I think that will correlate to this winter's weather in terms of the model forecast and whatnot. Here's June through August. So the main point here is we're trending to develop a forecast of a La Nina. We'll see if the other models catch on to this. I have a gut feeling they will, but that could always be wrong. Now taking a look at June through August, again, a La Nina. September through November, even stronger of a La Nina in terms of fall. So that's the highlight of the sea surface anomalies. But we have just a ton of warm air in the Pacific Ocean. That's going to be an issue going into winter to try to get cold weather into the USA. Let's take a look at our fall precip, see if that's a prelude to winter in any way. So we have our dry air here in the Midwest, places like Chicago and Wisconsin. And again, due to all that Pacific warmth, warm water evaporates more quickly, causes more precip, therefore, in the upper layers of the atmosphere to come down upon the surface. And we see here in the western part of Canada, a lot of precip in this fall forecasted. Keep in mind, take this all with a grain of salt because winter's still a long ways off, even with these models that we have in this technological age. Taking a look at our 2-meter air temperature anomaly, now this just looks way too warm. It just does. I don't buy it for a second. So we'll have to kind of converge that with other models to see with what they are forecasting, which is what we'll do now. Let's take a look at winter. Again, this is their latest forecast. It's not showing an overpoweringly warm winter nor overpoweringly cold winter, but it is showing kind of a mixed bag. It does show that La Nina signature to it, where you get cold up north, warm to the south, and that's what it's showing for their seasonal outlook for December, January, and February of this upcoming winter. I want to take a look at some other models, not just NOAA's forecast, off weatherbell.com, and we're going to take a look and see if our European seasonal has come out. Nope, it's still May 1st. Let's take a look at CanSIP's seasonal. That's still May 1st. We already covered that in previous videos. No need to redo it again. Let's take a look at our CFS-V2. Again, here's a more recent run where it's coming from actually today. Latest run is from today, so it's very fresh off the press. Seasonal temperature anomalies. Let's go all the way to our summer, and again, it's forecasting a cooler summer, cooler look to the summer here from its latest run. Now, remember the Jamstack, if you watch my previous videos, has a very hot summer, and it just doesn't, don't quote me on this, but I think the European, we'll check this out right now actually. Let's take a look at the Euro weeklies. Let's go temperature for the next, we're going days 0 through 30 again. So this is also a new run from today. And this is days, the next 30 days of temps forecasted basically from May 21st through June 20th. So again, this is early summer now we're talking about, or at least meteorological summer. Again, so we see a lot of cool here in the Great Lakes, a lot of warmth in the west. Let's kind of skip in the future. And it doesn't show much of a change, but it still shows that heat dome setting up, or at least trying to set up. Let's see what the time will tell, but the forecast shows that a heat dome will set up in Texas this summer. We'll see how long that lasts as well. Also, I wanted to take one last look at a seasonal model here, trying to get one that has a fresh look on it. Let's take a look at our GEFS extended model. We'll just compare the summer runs off these models. So going from day 0 to 35, again, this is pretty consistent with the last model we saw, the European Weekly, and again, it's showing colder to the Great Lakes, a big some warmth setting up here, streaming over Texas and Colorado and places basically just west of Tornado Alley. So that's about it. I wanted to do a brief little outlook. Again, not a forecast, just a little briefing on some long-range tidbits and thoughts. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day or night, whichever time you're watching or wherever you're watching from, and see you next video. Bye-bye.